Well, it's Friday once again. We looked last time at Christ's power to calm the storms, literal ones, as well as the spiritual and emotional ones that are going on in your life. Jesus was on the Sea of Galilee, crossing with his disciples. They were almost swamped and shipwrecked. Jesus took care of that. They got to the other side, and it says in Mark chapter 5 now, beginning with the first verse, they went across the lake to the region of the Gerasenes, sometimes it's called the Gadarenes. And when Jesus got out of the boat, there was a man. Now, there's another story in other Gospels that talks about this, what seems like this same event, and talks about two men. But now Jesus is concentrating on this one, or Mark, at least in his story, is concentrating on this one. When Jesus got out of the boat, a man with an evil spirit came from the tombs to meet him. Ooh, how do you feel walking through graveyards? Is that spooky to you? How about at midnight with no moon, walking through an old graveyard? Does that set your nerves on end? I actually love graveyards. I love to go through and read the tombstones, and I'm not afraid to walk through the graveyard at night. I'm not afraid of the people that are dead. I would be a lot more afraid of the lunatics that are out there living. And one of these demon-possessed men came to Jesus. This man lived in the tombs, and no one could bind him anymore. He was uncontrollable. You know, people who are like this, you've seen them sometimes if they're on drugs or demon-possessed. You can take 3 or 4 strong men and they can't hold them down. He had often been chained hand and foot, but he tore the chains apart and he broke the irons on his feet, and no one was strong enough to subdue him. Night and day among the tombs and in the hills, he would cry out and he would cut himself with sharp stones. And when he saw Jesus from a distance, he ran and fell on his knees in front of him and shouted at the top of his voice, or shouted at the top of Satan's voice, "What do you want with me, Jesus, the Son of the Most High God?" Satan recognizes Jesus. He recognizes his power, and he is challenging Jesus here. "What do you want with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God? Swear to God that you won't torture me." I got bad news for you, Satan. Your days are numbered. And Jesus may not torture you as we think of torture. The torture is going to be that he is going to put an end to you and your domain over mankind. For Jesus had said to him, "Come out of this man, you evil spirit." And Jesus now speaks to this evil spirit, says, "What is your name?" It says, "My name is Legion," because there's a whole bunch of us in here. And he begged Jesus again and again not to send them out of the area. And so, you know, the rest of the story, Jesus sends these evil spirits into a herd of swine, and those swine go berserk and go running off the edge of a cliff into the sea and were drowned. And the townspeople were pretty ticked off. This was their livelihood. These were their pigs, and now they were gone. And so they came to Jesus and they asked him to leave and to go away. And Jesus did. But as Jesus was getting into the boat, verse 18, the man who had been demon-possessed begged to go with him. "Let me be a follower." Jesus said, "No, don't be just a follower. Be a disciple. Go home to your family and tell them how much the Lord has done for you and how he's had mercy on you. It's not enough to come to church. It's not enough to be a follower. Jesus wants you to be a leader. Jesus wants you to be a sharer. Jesus wants you to be a missionary. Jesus wants you to be a disciple. Jesus wants you to be a teacher and teach others what he has taught you, that he is a God full of mercy and grace, and share with others what Jesus has done for you, for he has healed you of Satan's dominion. Wow. We are all sinners. Therefore, we are all demon-possessed. But I desire to have Jesus dwell in me and take full control of this temple. That's my prayer. I pray it is yours. God bless.